Now, this is something I didn't expect to be saying. Chelsea owner has to flee from his own stadium because fans are after it. This is a huge story here on Football Fans News. Plus, I'm going to say it right now. I can see it. I can see the headlines in my head. Pochettino out. Eric Ten Hag out. Poch to United. The move that everybody wanted in the first place. I can literally see it. Fans aren't happy with him. The results aren't going the way at Chelsea. January comes. United aren't performing great. That's the move that happens.
That is a very, very big statement.
Well,
that is one way to start a video, isn't it?
We're going to go into it in this video. But first, Josh, let's get everybody up to date here on the news channel of what happened to the Chelsea co-owner that had to flee from the own stadium.
Yeah, so Chelsea co-owner, and I'm going to butcher this, so I apologise, Behdad Eghbali was pictured running away from supporters after being confronted following their 1-0 defeat against Aston Villa on Sunday. Now, they are in a rotten run of form, Chelsea.
It's terrible, isn't it?
Oh, it's not good.
Oh, my God.
And basically what happened is they lost at Stamford Bridge, as I'm sure everyone watching this video will know. They lost 1-0 to an Ollie Watkins goal. And the pictures show angry fans confronting the co-owner and basically saying, what is going on? Now, they've had Pochettino in. They've spent nearly £1 billion.
This just takes everything out the window, and this annoys me. Now, it doesn't give away who I support, by the way. But what I'm saying is, when people go, God, you bought the league, that don't work anymore. Yes, in the infancy of, let's say, oil money, in inverted commas, or in the infancy of big investors, that did happen because you could buy all the riches and buy all the players. Yep. And now, one, the quality of players has moved up, so there's less disparity between the top and a middle player. But also, it shows it's the whole thing with the structure of the club, and the whole thing is very much, does that team gel together? You can't have a bunch of individuals.
And that's what seems to have been backfiring for Chelsea. They have brought in a load of individuals, and let's have it right, a load of good players. There's a lot of good players there. But
Sterling being one of them.
Sterling being one of them. They've got Caicedo coming in from Brighton, but is the price tag weighing on him? They've got Enzo Fernandez. Is the price tag weighing on him? They've got Nicholas Jackson who's come in, who looks lively but can't put the ball in the back of the net. They haven't got a number 9 that's proven and can score goals, and that seems to be the problem. They currently sit 14th in the table, and they've had
relegation form. It's relegation form.
It's not done. It's not good. They've got 5 points from 6 matches in the Premier League, and only 1 win that came against Luton. Now, for me, they're going to give Pochettino time. I think they have to give Pochettino time.
How much time? If
they've got to. They can't keep changing mind. It doesn't work. Look at Watford.
Yeah, but if this keeps going right, okay. If this keeps going, I mean, this is. I mean, probably not going to happen and won't happen because the players are too good. But if this keeps happening all the way till January, right? Let's say they're doing okay. They get back to mid-table. If United are in mid-table as well, and going back to my argument of could maybe Poch jump ship. I don't think Poch gets sacked. I think Poch could jump ship if other opportunities opened up. And
it depends. Again, this is all speculation.
He's got no loyalty to Chelsea. Well, he used to be at Spurs, mate. I know, he could be doing a little get the old rivals. No, I'm joking.
Imagine. But the performances have been below par since the Abramovich saga, since he left, since Bowley took over. So there's got to be a point where Bowley and the other owners sit there and say, well, actually, we need to keep hold of someone. Graham Potter started better than Poch started, but they got rid because he didn't fit.
That's what I'm saying.
Didn't work. But what they need to do is look at themselves and think, well, hold on a minute. We've got Nkunku out injured. We've got Fofana out injured. Romeo Lavia's injured. Marc Cucurella is injured.
My question to you is, though, how can Newcastle United get it so right on spending less money when they've got the riches that Ted Bowley has, even more so? And arguably a mediocre manager on paper, but proven himself not only in the Premier League now and at Champions League level. Great performance last week. And then the 8-0 drubbing last night that they placed on... Who did they play?
Sheffield United.
Placed on Sheffield United.
Yeah.
You look at it this way and you go, actually, on paper, Chelsea have got better players. Chelsea have got a better manager. How can one club get it so right and one club get it so wrong where the fans are chasing down the owners?
Well, it's like you said, cohesion. They've got a team at Newcastle. Chelsea at the minute have got a load of individuals that can't seemingly play together. And Pochettino came out after the game and said that his players need to grow up. Now, I think that's referring to not only the team cohesion being one, but also the discipline.
Yeah.
Nicholas Jackson's now banned because he's got 5 yellow cards. And the young left-back Kostas was sent off at the weekend. Now, he came out and said, we need to go up like a team, not only in an individual way, we're in a situation where we need to change as soon as possible. Now, do I think Poch is the right man to do that? I do. I think he can do a job. But equally,
Can he though?
Equally,
what has he done on his resume?
Well, that's where I was going to go next.
Like,
he went to PSG and didn't win the league in the first season.
Exactly.
Didn't win the Champions League. He didn't win anything at Spurs. He got to a Champions League final. Is he on a pedestal that he's a little bit better than he may be showing?
100%, mate. You look at him. His biggest scalp is beating City in the semi-final of the Champions League.
That's quarter-final, but yes. And then getting the semi-final, getting to the final.
That's his biggest achievement.
Yeah.
That's his biggest achievement.
That is. He won the French league.
Yeah, but I mean, if you don't...
He didn't in his first year.
Yeah,
but
if you don't win the French league, I mean, come on.
Yeah, and this will all come out over the next couple of weeks. I think he's got games against Fulham and Burnley coming up. They are must-win games.
Okay, so how does he turn this situation around, in your opinion? How can you see him keeping his job? Because he started worse than Potter. If this carries on and he has a worse... Okay, here's a question, actually. If he has the same record or worse than Potter come January, does he get the boot like Potter? Because
I don't think they can.
At this point right now, right, the rhetoric was, and this was literally every single media outlet. I remember TalkSport saying this. Simon Jordan was ridiculing Potter. Not good enough, not big enough personality, hasn't got the respect in the dressing room. Hang on, he started better than him. We started worse.
He did. And I agree with you, but I don't think they'll get rid of him purely because he's done it in more leagues. He's done it in Europe in a sense of...
What's he done, though?
He's managed in Europe.
What's he done?
Potter hadn't managed anywhere outside of Brighton.
No, sure.
So he has a bit more experience behind him, and he is a character. From when he's a player, he was a character as a leader. I think he will come good, and I think... Even in his response after in the press conference, he said, of course, the board are disappointed. They have arrived at the club and we're so excited to build this project. And of course, they want to hit targets and they're going to feel disappointed that we're not doing that. But it is a project. It's a plan. And that's why I think he will come good in the end. They will stick with him. So that wraps up today on Football Fans News. Join us next time for another video where we bring you all the news that's happening in football.